Hey everyone, I'm Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch and crafting. Today is Wednesday, May 4th, 2022. This is video 89. I can't believe it's already May. I mean, really, what happened to April? I say that all the time, but really, it was just Christmas not that long ago. Anyway, welcome to May, everybody. I hope you guys have some good stitching plans, some good crafting plans for the month of May. I will go over what I worked on in the last month. It's been a month since I've done a video, which is a little unusual. Usually I do them every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and we've just had so much going on in the last couple of weeks with the house. We've had some repairs, not so much repairs, but painting, and you can see this room's obviously different if you've followed me since the beginning. And I'm still getting used to the lighting a little bit. The lighting seems a little dark to me, but hopefully you'll be able to see things. And I didn't get any complaints on the last video, so I'm guessing that the lighting is going to be okay. Let's talk about cross stitch. So my videos are always about cross stitch. Sometimes I talk about knitting, sometimes I talk about crochet, punch needle. Last video I had a punch needle finish that I showed. I do have 3 finishes to show today that came back from the finisher a couple months ago, and they are cross stitch. So my videos are almost always about cross stitching, and I do throw in a few other crafts along the way. It's fun, and I hope you'll stick with me. And if you have any questions about crafting or things that I talk about, you're always welcome to email me or leave a comment down below. I will have a video coming up on some of your questions from the last video and the one before. I do write back to you. If I have missed your question though, please write back and let me know, hey, I was wondering this, this question about something, and I'll try and help you out. If I don't know the answer, then I'll try and find it for you. So let's talk about some cross stitch in this video. I do have a knit project that I started around my birthday at the end of March. That was one of my birthday starts, and I actually am caught up. I am part of a Knit of the Month club. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But first of all, thank you everyone that bought me a coffee. There is a link down below. It's called Buy Me a Coffee, which actually means you're donating to the channel. It always goes back to the viewers in forms of giveaways and shipping costs. No one pays shipping costs when you win a video, when you win a giveaway on my video. So I have 4 winners from the last video. One is a quilting. That's another thing we talk about sometimes is quilting. I have 4 winners. Stand by. I might call your name. And I also have some giveaways for this video as well. I believe they're all cross stitch related. So let's get started with some more thank yous. Another thank you I wanted to just mention real quick is thanks to everybody who has donated charts that they are either not going to stitch anymore or they have stitched them. They're done with them and they want to pass them on to someone else. I appreciate that. I've got a big box from Trisha. I've got a big box from Patricia. I've got more things from other viewers, and I can't thank you enough because that means you guys are the ones that benefit from that. And a lot of times they tell me you are more than welcome to keep a chart if you want to stitch it too, and then do it as a giveaway after, which I have kept a couple. I have a lot of charts, you guys know that. I've got charts here, I've got all charts all in here, so I have a lot to stitch, but I love to give back to you. So thanks for everybody for doing that. For those who have sent me Easter cards is another thing I wanted to say thank you for. So also I had a lot of comments, a lot of emails, just a lot of really positive comments on Charles Zion's story from my last video. If you didn't watch that video, go back and check it out. He is a 9/11 victim from the World Trade Center. He also knits. And I talked about him in my last video. He inspired me after I saw his unfinished project displayed in the 9/11 museum. It really got me thinking that I should go ahead and start something. I've been wanting to go back to knitting. I have done some socks in the past that actually I washed, put them in the dryer, and they turned into Barbie socks. So I'm gonna have to learn a little bit more about shrinkage and what you shouldn't wash and what you should wash. So actually these one socks I'm thinking of that, I'm not kidding you, they shrunk to baby sock size. And I couldn't even put a toe in it. They were so small. So I need to learn a little more about the fibers and stuff and what you shouldn't wash, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to wash wool unless you're into felting. Now, I have felted a purse. That was a lot of fun. So I'm learning along the way, and I like to talk to you guys about things that I've learned so that you learn too. Blankets. I have made 2 knit blankets that have both I made a mistake. I wasn't able to recover from it, and I just bind it off and gave them both to the cats. So I've made 2 cat blankets. So I'll show my progress and I'll explain the knit blanket that I chose again after seeing Charles's unfinished work displayed at the 9/11 museum. It really had an impact on me. So thank you for your comments about him. Let's talk about Stitch Mania. Now everybody knows about month of May. May 1st through, how many days are there? 31 in May, 30? Stitch Mania is something that started several years ago. There was a group that I think has since closed, or I'm not sure. But anyways, a lot of people still participate in Stitch Mania. I am not participating this year because I have started a few things in the month of March. I started and finished quite a bit in April. And I also have, I believe, a new start to show. Do I have a new start? I have a new start and finish. I'll show that in a little bit. So really, I'm more focused these days on finishing what I started. So maybe Mania for me will be about finishing more things and not starting. I am going to start a couple of small things, but I'm not participating. If you're wondering what Stitch Mania is, Stitch Mania starts May 1st. And originally it was a concept of starting 30, however many days in May, 30, 31 projects in the month of May. So it got crazy and people had so much fun with it and ran with it. I remember last year someone started 30 or 31 mirabilias, and I would love to remember who that was so I could follow their progress. I know I'm following them on Instagram, but I'd love to click and see how far they've gotten. It's just what you want to make it. Mania is not for everybody. You can also make it to be, say, the year 2022. Maybe you only want to start 22 projects. Maybe you want your Stitch Mania to be about finishing instead. Pick a couple of projects and spend 20 days on just one project to get it finished. So you can make Stitch Mania actually whatever you want to make it. So this month is just going to be a normal month for me. I'm going to decide when I wake up every morning what I want to work on. Do I feel like a sampler? Do I feel like an animal chart? Do I feel like knitting that day? It just depends. So I'm all over the place. And when you see some of the things that I plan on starting, you'll say she's very, what's the word? Eclectic. Now, when I first heard eclectic, I had to look it up. I didn't know what it meant. I heard it and I thought I knew what it meant, but I thought I better just make sure. It means a wide variety of projects and interests. At least that's how I interpret it as, and that is very much me. I love everything from animal charts to cute charts to long dog sampler to reproduction sampler. So I am all over the place when it comes to cross stitch. It's just a lot of fun. I love it. I love the variety. Okay, let's talk about a retreat that I am a part of. June 10th through 12th, I will be attending the Attic Needlework's Bristol Sampler Retreat that's held at a Hilton hotel nearby. I have wanted to go because I love Bristol samplers. If you're familiar with Nicola Parkman, if you're familiar with Claudia, I can't think of her name. I wish I could think of it offhand. Claudia is actually one of the teachers. She is the master when it comes to the history of British samplers and Bristol samplers. Bristol was an orphanage in the United Kingdom where the girls stitched these gorgeous, if I have some pictures, I'll put some in. I'm actually working on Mary 395 at the moment, and I'll show a few of the Bristol samplers that Nicola Parkman has available. And I'm fascinated with them. And I'm also fascinated with the story of the little girls that stitched these in the orphanage. So anyway, the retreat I'm going to, Bristol Sampler Retreat, is in June 10th through 12th, and that's in Mesa, Arizona. I'm excited about that. Now, the Attic also has summer school coming up. If you love samplers like I do, then the month of August It will be summer school with the Attic Needlework. That is where several designers come to the retreat, and you get to have you get to come home with new samplers, new exclusive samplers. It's just a blast. I have met so many wonderful people last year when I went that as much as I'd really like to go again this year, I don't think that's going to happen, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. So summer school, probably not going to see me there this year, but Bristol sampler, yes. In June, yes, for sure. So June 23rd, I have put this off for months and months and months, maybe even a half a year to a year. But I am having my arm surgery. The surgery scheduler caught me and said, you know what, you need to get this done. And he's right. So unfortunately, I will have to have reconstructive elbow, forearm, and hand surgery on June 23rd. So the retreat will be my last function. I will do floss tubes before I go in for surgery. I'm also planning on a few videos to release while I'm recovering, because it's going to be several months before I can stitch. I'll have a lot of physical therapy afterwards. So just hoping that some of the nerve damage in the hand is recovered. The doctor doesn't think it will be fully recovered, but I do have some nerve damage, mostly because I waited so long. I mean, if you guys know my history, I've had so many leg surgeries, 12 leg surgeries. I don't have time to have my arm done. I have to have my arm for crutches. I have to have my arm, you know, to be able to maneuver when I've had a walker. I've walked with a walker, I've walked with crutches, so I've needed my arms. Anyway, I've neglected this dumb problem for a while. So that'll be happening. But while I'm recovering that first couple of months, I will be planning some videos that I've been talking about for a while. I'm going to do one on gadgets, stitching gadgets. What are some gadgets that can help with cross stitch? I've got a few that I love, and I'll tell you about some as well. It's mostly for beginners, and unless you are interested in hearing about gadgets and stitch, you know, what can help you with your cross stitch, you're more than welcome to tune in. But I enjoy doing videos for beginners as well. I'll be doing a easy loop blanket start. Now, I've mentioned this before. There is a yarn out there. I wish I had it. I don't think I have it available. It's in another room where they're loops. It looks like yarn. It feels like yarn. It is yarn, but they're shaped in loops. And I bought a blanket from Jonah's Blankets. If you watch him, he's an amazing crocheter, and he also has his YouTube channel. I'll link him down below. In fact, I'll write that down below. But he has talked about the easy loop blankets, and I actually bought the yarn to make one. I bought one from Jonah. He made a blanket that I bought, and then I thought, you know what, I love this so much, I think I want to make it myself. So I thought, why not start it so that you guys can see and make one as well. So if you're interested in that, it's just going to be titled Easy Loop Blanket Start, and that way if you're not interested and you want to wait till the next cross-stitching video comes out, you'll know that that's, you know, you don't have to watch and waste time if that's not your thing. I have had a lot of people ask me about GoodNotes. That is an app for the iPad that I use for all of my paper charts. And there's been a lot of people that have asked, what do you mean paper charts? Like, you can actually use it on a computer? Yes. And it's amazing. It has absolutely been a game changer. My friend Jan is the one that introduced me to it, and it's called GoodNotes on an iPad. Take a picture of your paper chart and work from there. You can highlight your chart. The highlighting stays when you turn it off. When you go to start your project the next day, all the highlighting that you've done, marking of your chart is still there. So I'll actually show you start to finish how I use it, how I load it, and that could be something you might use. So a few videos, maybe a whip parade. I'll have to get busy on recording these before my surgery so I can release them while I'm recovering. Let's talk about giveaways. In the last video, I had 4 giveaways. Fat Quarter Shop was so kind to send us some items to give away that are brand new, sealed, and they have picked several floss tubers to send brand new items from their store to us to give away. And I just think that is so kind of them. So fatquartershop.com, and check them out. They've got, if you're not familiar with them, I think most of you are, they have quilting, they have cross stitch, they've got beautiful charts, thread, fabric, you name it. Go check them out. And you're probably thinking, well, she has to say that because they sent you giveaways. No, I actually really love the Fat Quarter Shop. Love them. I buy a lot from them. So stitch cards. This was something that they sent. This again, this is one of the sealed ones. Your keyword in comments in the last video, this is cross stitch. These are adorable. This is what the back looks like. Your keyword was kitchen because they're all kitchen type of cross stitches. Sandy D, and I'll show your comment here. You're the winner. Contact me. I will show you my email address here. I will send this out to you, Sandy. Congratulations. The next giveaway was for 3 quilting patterns. Now, if you're a quilter and you love patterns like I do, these were up for grabs as a giveaway in the last video. The keyword was quilting. Roseanne Green, you're the winner of the charts. Congratulations. They are brand new from Fat Quarter Shop. Next, we have Bloom, Where You're Planted, and these are adorable. This is a brand new chart, and this is what they look like. They are just so cute. I really like this one. And so this is cross stitch. It is itssoemma.com. Bloom Where You're Planted. I might get this for myself. I like this one. The winner for this one is Crafty Tabby Cat. Congratulations. Send me an email. I'll get it out to you. Okay, last but not least, we had the Book of Days. What the Book of Days is a calendar. I remembered I had an extra one. I use mine every day. What I use mine for is a cross stitch and crafting journal. So what I do is I jazz it up with stickers. The month of April, all I wanted was butterflies. Butterflies and I think a couple birds. But I wanted butterflies, and what I do, I'm dropping things, I put down what I worked on. And you can see that this is when we had the repairs done on our house. I didn't do a lot of stitching. And the month of March actually was all green for St. Patrick's Day. So you can see I keep track. Oh, Valentine's was even better. I keep track every day of what I stitch on or what I'm working on, any finishes, any starts. So that's what I use my Book of Days for, is a calendar for journaling, kind of what I work on every day. I have an extra, and the winner is Iris Andrews. Congratulations, Iris. Just send me an email and I'll get this mailed out to you. Okay, let's talk about some stitch-alongs. Now, I've had a few people ask me, how do you hear about stitch-alongs? If you could talk about them on your channel. There are several going on. Now, I can't get all of them. There's a lot of stitch-alongs. Some people call them start-alongs. So we all start a chart together. We don't necessarily stitch together. You do, but nothing's really expected in a stitch-along, if that makes sense. There is no real deadline. I guess suppose some people could do that, where you have certain parts of a chart that you stitch together by a certain date. I don't usually do that because I don't keep up with those kind of stitch-alongs. But what I do like is starting a project with people and working on it periodically, posting on Instagram or Facebook your progress. It's just fun to see everybody working together on the same chart. So we'll talk about a couple of stitch-along, then I'm going to show you some finishes that I have had returned to me from a finisher. They're really pretty. So let's talk about Shannon Christine Designs. Now, she has a Facebook group, so that's where the stitch-along is going to be for. This one is called Summer Treats, I think it's called. I'm going to show a picture here in both a lighter background and a black background. I am participating in this. I love this. It's so different. I love it. I love the colors. So I'm actually going to be stitching it on black. So hers is going on in her Facebook group, Shannon Christine Designs on Facebook. Her website, shannonchristine.com, is where you find that chart. She also said, I saw some comments that she made about her 2022 Ornament Club. She is doing it again this year. She said it should be coming out in about 2 weeks for a June start. So watch her Facebook group. She'll give you more information on the Ornament Club, and that you can follow along in her start. She's calling it a start along for the summer treats chart that I just showed a few minutes ago. So I'm doing that one. I already have the black fabric ready to go. And I also have a new start on some black fabric that I'll show in a few minutes. Now, another stitch along that started, I believe at the end of March, is the Frosted Pumpkin stitch along. Now, I like Frosted Pumpkin, but I didn't know a lot about them until I went on their website and saw what a variety of charts that they have to stitch. Theirs is called Under the Sea, and I've seen lots of people stitching. This is a mystery stitch along. So unlike Shannon's, where you see what the chart looks like already, this is a mystery. It comes out in parts. It says that there are 10 charts, or parts to the chart, I should say. It says it started March 25th. You receive a clue to the Under the Sea pattern each month for a total of 10 up until December 23rd. And that's located frostedpumpkinstitchery.com. I'm interested in this. Even though it's already started, I'm very interested. As I mentioned in a few videos ago, I posted some pictures from my wedding. I got married at the Long Beach Aquarium of the Pacific, and it was beautiful. I loved all the sea life. We had full access to the aquarium. So the Under the Sea pattern is something I'm kind of interested in. I want to see a little bit more of what the chart looks like, and then I'll probably jump in, but so cute. Okay, let's talk about two Flosstubers that I watched, two YouTubers that I watched last week. They both mentioned a stitch along, and naturally I was interested in both. Oh, you know what? Before I talk about the YouTubers, let me go ahead and mention one more. Satsuma Street is another stitch along. It's called the Animal House. I'm interested in that as well, but I want to see a couple more parts come out. Mystery charts are, there's been a few that I've started and I haven't liked from different designers. Now, this is not, to say that I wouldn't like a mystery chart, because I know I would. From what I see so far from Frosted Pumpkin, I love it. Love it. I've seen a mermaid, a dolphin, adorable. Now, same thing with the Satsuma Street. They are on Etsy. And again, theirs is called the Animal House Stitch Along. It is 6 parts. So because it involves animals, I'm curious. So I want to keep watch on that one. It started on April 29th. So take a look there on Etsy. Okay, now let's talk about 3 Flosstubers that I watched. The first one is Patchy Pony Stitcher. She's located in Tasmania, and you guys have to check out video 47. Actually, it was 47, and the one before that, between 46 and 47, she shows her finish of the farms at Hawk Run Hollow. It is gorgeous. Her name's Melissa. I love watching her YouTube channel. So again, Patchy with a P, Patchy Pony Stitcher. Her last video was a blast. But she showed the finish of farms at Hawk Run Hollow. It was just gorgeous. Now, I'm currently working on, which one? It's one of the Hawk Run Hollows. Oh, it's a year. It's a monthly, January, February, March. It's a year at Hawk Run Hollow, and I'm up to May. So after seeing her finish, I pulled mine out, and I'm like, I got to work on this because I want mine to be as gorgeous as hers. It's just, hers is beautiful. So check out Melissa at Patchy Pony Stitcher. She mentioned a stitch along for, I believe it was Consider the Lilies. Yes. So she's doing Consider the Lilies. Is that Heartstring Samplery? If you Google Consider the Lilies cross stitch, it'll come up. I'm pretty sure it's Heartstring Samplery. I meant to bring the chart. I'll just show you, and I forgot. So I'll show you a picture of it here. So she's actually looking to host a stitch along with a friend of hers in New Zealand. And she said everybody's welcome, but she was hoping to get some, Australians and some people in Tasmania and New Zealand to join as well. So she opened it up though to everybody. So if you're interested, check out her Flosstube. It's fantastic. Okay, let's talk about another YouTuber that I found I think it was last week that I watched. Her name is Summer Rumsey. She's new to Flosstube. She has 9 videos. So it was video number 9. that I last watched. She does a lot of full coverage. She has lots of different projects. One I remember was a Glendon place that was really pretty, but she mentioned a stitch along as well. And she's interested in doing a stitch along for Teresa Kogut, Love is the Key. Now I'm interested because I love this chart. This is a fairly new chart. I believe it came out at market, and I love this so much. And anyway, Teresa Kogut. So check out Summer Rumsey if you're interested. Maybe get a hold of her or comment on her video number 9 that you're interested in joining with her. So she mentioned that one. Michelle McGraw, made by Michelle McGraw and Vanna Pfeiffer, are doing a stitch along for Told in a Garden. Now this is one where you can stitch any chart by Told in a Garden. Now here's mine. This is an older project of mine that I have put away because I just am not working on it. Here's what it looks like. Homecoming, Blueberry Homecoming. And I love this. This is a beautiful chart. I don't have a lot of progress on it, but it's one when I returned to cross stitch that I started working on, and I fell in love with it. And the only progress I really have here is this. So you can see not a lot of progress. I definitely have room to pull this out, join the stitch along, and get some work done on this. I have a pair of overalls with nobody in it. Anyway, that's what it looks like. I will be joining the stitch along as well. So I've pulled this back out. I'm using DMCs, and I just think this is such a pretty chart. I will continue working on this. I don't remember what the fabric is. I'll have to look it up and tell you next time when I get some more progress. So if you're interested in any Told in a Garden chart, join the stitch along that is being hosted by Michelle McGraw. Her video is made by Michelle McGraw, and we all know Vanna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher. They're both on YouTube. Check them out. And as you know, if you're ever interested in learning what to do with your cross stitch, once you're done with it, what do you do with it? Vanna will teach you. She has amazing tutorials on pillows, flat folds, stockings, I believe. Oh, just so many. Go check her out. I will link her down below. I'll link them both down below. So you can see there's a lot of good stitch alongs that are starting. A lot of fun things. So that's 2 I'm joining. Leaning towards Teresa Kogut 1 too, but maybe not yet. Let's show some finishes that came back from Faye Rigsby, the finisher. She, I believe, does she have a Facebook? I know I've seen her on Instagram. So she did, I showed 2 of them. I believe it was in my last video that she did. I'm going to show 3 more that she's done that just are fantastic. Now I did a stocking. A lot of my stockings lately have been on 56 count. This one happened to be 28 count. Picture this plus Meyer. It is a blackbird stocking, and this is what it looks like. Meyer is very mottled. You can see it's green and purple. It's a really pretty, I wanted a spooky type of fabric. I didn't want just plain, the stockings I've done before, I've done kind of on plainer, you know, like a tan. I wanted something different. So I chose Blackbird Designs, and I chose Picture This plus Meyer. It's M-I-R-E. And I wish this showed up a little better so you can really see the spotting on the fabric. Purple. It's like a purple or like a blackish color on the green. So I wanted something very Halloween, kind of a creepy color. But she did this for me. This is the back. And then on the side here, we've got a little bow and a cat. There you go. There you can see it now with a bow. And then she did the beading for the handle, or for the hanger. So there's one finish that I just love. I can't wait to display it on my tree. When I turn it into a Halloween tree, this will be hanging from it. And it was very fun to do. This came out of the Tis Halloween Blackbird design. They have like 13 different stockings in this book, and they're all Halloween. So this is a great, great book to get if you can find it. It's just a fantastic book. Now I'll show you what it looks like if I can find it. This is the one on tan. This is what it looks like normally on tan, and this is what it looks like on a totally different fabric, same design. I think it's really pretty. And I love the bead color that she chose, the black and the green beads for the hanger. I love it. So anyway, that's finished number 1 that I wanted to show. Number 2 is Raccoon Rabble by Plum Street Samplers. I love this. This is probably my favorite. She chose a beautiful background that really goes with that pumpkin and brings out that pumpkin. So what she did is, again, this is by Plum Street Sampler. It's called Raccoon Rabble. You can find it, I'm sure, on any stitch website. She used, it's like a chenille type of edging. And there you get an idea of the edging as well. I've got some dog hair on it. The edging, chenille edging, but this is what it looks like. And I just think it came out so, so cute. I used 32 count Fortnite fabric. I don't remember the color. I'm going to show it up close so you can see the baby. If you get this chart, the baby is over 1. So 8 stitchers. You might have a little bit of trouble with the baby because you would have to pierce your square right in the middle and try and stitch him by doing that. These are all regular X's. The rest of the cross stitch was regular X's. I just remember the baby being over 1 stitching. So like I said, if you're using 1/8 square, you'd have to punch a hole in the middle of your square, try and work with it that way. You could always leave the baby off. If you run into trouble, you've got an absolute adorable chart with raccoons. So I just love this. This was so fun to stitch. It was actually a pretty quick stitch. The pumpkin is what took the longest because it had so much, so many stitches in it, but very cute. And I'm very happy. It's nice and thick. It's a nice thick pillow. It feels like there's batting inside. And anyway, adorable. So, so cute. Okay, the last but not least one comes from Bristol Berries 1. So Bristol Berries 1, this is the next one that I did. I did the house. And this is my finish. Isn't this adorable? Faye did such a great job. I love strawberries. I think they are just so cute. So let me turn it around. So this is by Erica Michaels. It's called Bristol Berries 1. Look at the side. This is how she covered the seam. Isn't that cute? I love this. It is super rock hard. Full of maybe pecan shell, or what's it called? Walnut shells. So you can see this is what it looks like here. It's a little bit longer, I think. Maybe it just depends on the fabric you use, but I like this one the best because it's kind of a thicker, wider strawberry. So this is what the top looks like. She put a piece of felt, a ribbon, and a bead. I just think this is adorable. So cute. I'm trying to turn it so you can see the bottom as well. These are fun, they're quick, and it was really fun, just a good time stitching it. It just didn't even take that long to do. I like the key, and I love that it says Bristol on it. Anyway, very, very cute. That's finished number 3 that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so now let's talk about some things I've finished but haven't exactly turned it into anything yet. I have several. I have finished the, let's see, chocolate or coffee. This was a brand new market release that I bought because I love the colors. I love the way these are finished. I finished coffee. And this is by Erica Michaels as well. And here's my finish. Now this is 46 count winter wheat by Color and Cotton. And I just used DMC. Now in the chart, there are 2 different colors of thread. Take a look. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. No, not really. But there are 2 different colors in this. I chose monochromatic. I chose to just use one color. And as much as I hate to backstitch, this was a blast. This was so easy. It's just one single, it's just diagonal, down, diagonal, down. Like, it's super easy. It's not crazy backstitching where you have to kind of think where it goes. It tells you right the hole, right where you put your needle. So anyway, this was fun, 46 count and just DMC thread. So that's going to be my first finish to show. What I plan to do is to do the strawberry next, chocolate next, and then I'll give you guys this chart as a giveaway. Okay, so that's the first one I got done. The next one I got done, winter animals. This is a little stitcher shop on Etsy. So I am obsessed with these animals. There's different ones. There's Arctic, there's farm animals that I'm going to show as a new release in just a little bit. But this one I did, if you guys remember, I did the raccoon. I'm going to show you him in a minute. But I found the fabric. This is called Petit Point. It's available. I found it through 123 Stitch. Gray and white is what I chose. And this time I decided to do the deer. So my finish here is 32 count Petit Point gray and white Lugana, and that's my finish. The deer is the one I just got done doing, and you guys might remember the raccoon that I did a couple of months back. I'm doing them individual, so there'll be individual pillows similar to the chart photo. So this is really fun. These are just, what's nice is you don't have to stitch the little tiny, there's some snowflakes I left out because I like the polka dots. I don't want a bunch of stitched, you can see I did 2 of them, but I didn't want a bunch of stitched snowflakes because I like the polka dots better. So that is fun. That was a very fun one to do. I plan on doing more animals on that fabric. Okay, next I am all caught up and ready to go. Here's where we talk about just a quick couple of minutes about my knit blanket. My knit blanket is called Christmas Candy Sampler Afghan. Now, this is available through Annie's Kit Club. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Annie'sKitClubs.com. This is a fabulous way to make a crochet blanket or a knit blanket if you're fairly new and you just need something a little bit slower. You don't want a whole bunch of yarn sent to you and a big old huge pattern. What this is this pattern is broken down into very small parts, like here, 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 like that. And each month you get the yarn, they give you the instructions, and they also give you a link to a video if you run into problems. So I thought to myself, well, I know how to knit. I know the stitches. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. Seriously, I had more problems. You wouldn't believe it. So anyway, that's what it's going to look like. Every row is different. So that way you can learn different ways to knit the stitches and have your pattern look a little bit different. This is my first time doing an Annie's Kit Club, so I was curious to see if I would like it, and so far I love it. So I finished April. It was very, very easy they give you lots of time. You have the whole month, and this is my progress. So now, unfortunately, this is curling up a little bit. Once it's blocked, it won't curl, so this is my progress. The very first part was white. That was stockinette, just basically knit and purl. This is all knit, just garter stitch. And then this is actually a pattern that I struggled with. And the thing I struggled with the most wasn't doing the knitting. That was easy. Reading the pattern, super easy. So I thought, what am I doing wrong? I must have ripped this out 4 times. Now I'm frustrated and I'm thinking, I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. So I thought, they gave us video. Take a look at the video. But I'm like, what am I going to learn from the video? Because I already know how to do the stitches. I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't get the stitches to line up. Or because I count every single row. I count and make sure I have 202 stitches. Obsessively count. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It's only 201. So I watched the video. So easy to understand. She goes over every single row. She even goes over just the basic rows, and then she gets to the pattern and goes over it. So I'm watching the video and she's doing it and she reaches the end. I'm like, well, I didn't really learn all that much. I'm thinking, I've already done all this. And then she loops, if you read the pattern, the very last stitch is a yarn over. What that means in knitting is you're knitting, you yarn this over and you're adding a stitch. So you can see, even if you don't know how to knit, you can figure this out. If you actually add this, yarn this over, I have now added a stitch. That one stitch, the very last stitch, I forgot to do. And I learned it by watching the video. So don't think videos won't help, because they do. Anyway, the month of March will probably be maybe these three, and that, or not March, May. The month of May has not arrived yet. I'm all caught up. I'm ready to go for May. And I'm proud of myself for sticking with it, because it was not easy for me at first. Okay, let's talk about another finish. Quakers do Japan by Jardin Privé. You guys remember this one? It's done. Absolutely done. I'm going to lift this light a little bit to show, let's see if it'll, there we go. So hopefully you can see the variegation in the red. I'm going to show it up close in a couple minutes. This has been a blast. It has been just so, it's just been so fun. Every motif obviously is different. I'm going to go through and just show a couple of them that I really enjoyed. Now there you can see some pretty good variation of the red, how the red, especially there, you can, in that motif in the very top middle, you can see that the red goes from dark to light. It is XG design, and it's called Mariska's Red. Now you can see that because each motif is different, I'm going to keep this chart. And the temple, you can really see variegation there if I hold it up close. The little sushi roll is adorable. It's almost 3D. I never thought I would do a sushi roll cross stitch. The kimono, oh, that was just gorgeous. I hope you can see the modeling, how it goes from a dark red to a light red. The fan, I think that backstitch really brings out the beauty in that fan. The cherry blossoms were fun. The cup of tea with the steam coming out of it, how fun is that? With the little kettle, the flags at the top right. So this has just been so much fun. Mount Fuji, you can see the sun is modeled, is it modeled colors, the shrine, just everything. So hopefully you get an idea of the colors and how they looked. It's so much prettier in person when you really take a look at the colors, especially that cherry blossom tree. It's just, oh, so pretty. So anyway, this was done on Fortnite fabric, 32 count. I believe it was called Milton. The black is Anchor 403, one of my favorite blacks. And that's it. That's my finish. It's, I can't wait to get it framed and show you guys when I do. Okay, let's talk about a new start. I had one new start recently on black fabric. Now I haven't stitched anything since I did a Bobby G Designs. I think it was called Let's Go Trick or Treating. That came out so beautiful, but I haven't stitched on black in a long time. So I got myself some 20 count Aida, and this will be my first stitching with the Housewives chart that I've done. I decided to stitch gingerbread cookies. I think that is gorgeous. It's a beautiful chart, and I started it. I have it in my brand new bag. I think I showed this in my last video. How gorgeous is this bag? But I wanted a Christmas bag since it's a Christmas chart. And this came from Little Boat 88 on Instagram or Etsy. I think it's on Etsy. Anyway, it's gorgeous. So this was a new start, and I just started it maybe a day or 2 days ago. So I don't have a lot of progress, but this is my progress. So it's fun. I love the coloring on black. I think it's so pretty, and that's what it's going to look like right there. I've had a lot of people ask me what these are. This holds my fabric back while I'm stitching. So I have this laying in my lap, And I haven't cut my fabric yet, but this is going to be the same fabric that I used for the Shannon Christine Start Along. And it is 20 count. I got this, I believe, off of 123 Stitch. And so I'll use this for her Summer Treats chart as well. But, oh, anyway, so I started to say, people have asked me about these. This holds my fabric back as I'm stitching. This is what the back looks like. And so what this does is it just, I fold this, or, you know, kind of do it in a circle and wad it up a little bit. And then this goes all the way to the back, and it holds, you can see it holds your fabric back while you're stitching. So these are called magnetic cable ties. I bought a pair off Amazon that I did not like. They were terrible. These are fantastic. I will actually, if I remember, I'll put the link down below for you guys. Okay, let's talk about a few things I've been working on. Now, these are whips. Oh, let's talk about Amelia Boyce by the Scarlet Letter. Now, you guys know I struggled with the blues. If you've watched in my last video, I really struggled with blue. This is the chart. I had to exchange the blues because I didn't think they looked anything like that. This pretty blue right here, that really light baby blue, and the darker blues, it just didn't look like that. And I wanted to change the blues. So I worked up in here, and this was, let's see here. Okay, this is my progress. Okay. Now, take a look at this chart. Up and down, see how it's longer height-wise. Look what I did. Look at this. That's not even long enough. I was so mad. So yeah, this motif is going to be cut out, and it's going to be made into a little pillow. Just a pretty little pillow, because that's about all I can do with it. I'm so mad. So I got this motif done. I'm looking at the chart lengthwise. I mean, like I said, up and down, it's longer than it is wide. Seriously, why is it so short? That's the first thing I thought of when I finished this motif. This fabric is supposed to be long. So I screwed up. I never do. I measure this religiously. Like, I will double check and triple check to make sure that I have enough, that I have turned my fabric and started the right way. Not this time. Stupid thing. Anyway, I redid it. I started again. Okay, Amelia, I did not write, did I write down? Oh, 32 count Old Town Blend by R&R Fabric. So I found a fabric that's very similar. I don't know about these colors. Look at the red. That's just weird to me. So hopefully this all comes together and it looks amazing. And like I said, I got a little bit more progress on this. So Amelia has definitely driven me nuts. We'll see what happens. I'm actually going to take a break from samplers for a little bit. I am using Gilajay silks. The next progress I have is Gilajay, and it is by Reflet de Soie. This is what it's going to look like. It is gorgeous. Now, my friend Bettina and I are doing this together. She's actually almost done. And if you notice the light fabric, we both chose dark. And it is just gorgeous. I'm doing 32 count Oaken by Picture This Plus, and I'm using DMC. Now let me take this light down a little bit because it's kind of washing out the pink is a little hard to see. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. I'd like it to be a little brighter, but it's pretty. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to show on the camera. It's really not showing up that well. In person, it's just really pretty. But you can see it's a pretty light chart. With some of them, like, you can't see this one. You can't see that letter. I don't like that. I like my letters to really stand out. So I may take the pink out, but I really like how this is turning out. I think it's just really pretty. These colors on this fabric are gorgeous. So that's my progress on Gilajay, 1898 by Reflet de Soie. I am still working on the 12 Days of Christmas by Vivian Powers. I think I showed a picture. I'll show you a picture here. And I explained in my last video, I've had to completely change the colors because it looks nothing like the pear. If you notice the very first motif, the pear completely disappears. When I stitch the colors that were called for, I could not see the leaves. I couldn't see hardly anything. So I'm actually restarting it. Instead of a tan background, I'm doing gray. And hopefully the bird pops out, but you can see already that the snowflakes pop out. The snowflakes, you couldn't see them. You could not see them on that tan background. So I am working on this, but you're not going to see it probably till I have a lot more progress on it because there's just not a lot to see. Okay, let's talk about a few things that I bought. I ended up buying, now you saw my finish on the polka dot fabric, Little Stitcher shop on Etsy. It's one of my favorites. I ended up buying Happy Halloween. Now I plan on doing this all separately. I'm going to make little pillows for my tree or for a dough bowl or for like a tiered tray display. I actually have a tiered tray. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. Just one layer, or level, I should say. So I'm going to get another tiered tray that's got like 3 and make a display for Halloween. But that's really cute. The other one I got from, I thought I got 2 from her. Oh, here it is. Farm Animals. This is a brand new release that I was planning on showing at the end of the video. I bought it as soon as I saw the donkey. Isn't he adorable? I love the pig. I love everything on this one. So you can see the polka dot fabric. I'll be using the same thing. So Little Stitcher shop on Etsy. Couple other things that I bought. Shannon Christine, hunting season. I am obsessed with these colors. I think these colors are gorgeous. I will be doing this on black. Just like the summer treats, the stitch along I talked about, I'm doing her design on black as well. Isn't that just adorable? I did get from Hobby House GH 1857. It's by Simone. Her company is this one, Sewed ID. It's Dutch. These are available through Hobby House. And if you're in the Netherlands, I saw Annemiek from Die Handwerk Boutique. I thought she had these as well. All of these projects are included. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Just beautiful. So Hobby House sent me this. I got a package from Evertotes. Evertotes, I got some Leo and Roxy thread and fabric, and a lot of you are going to recognize what project this is for. I'm going to show a picture of it here. That's what I plan on starting, not this month or next month, but sometime soon. And then I also got some gorgeous fabric. This is called Peanut Brittle. It is a 1/2 yard, and it is in 46 count. Hopefully I can see the holes. But anyway, it's gorgeous, just beautiful. I think black would look amazing on this. Lots of colors would look beautiful. White, anything. Beautiful, beautiful fabric from evertotes.ca. Here's one that came in from Country Sampler. They have a Stitchers Club. If you go onto their clubs, it's every 3 months, I believe. They send you a sampler that is fully kitted. It's beautiful how they kit it up. So gorgeous. And this is the newest kit that I just got. It is by Needlework Press, which is one of my favorite designers, Ellen Carr, 1843. This is an exclusive that's not out yet, I believe. And again, it is through the club. You have to be a club member, and it's Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, I believe. Anyway, that's beautiful. Let's see what else. I got some more 56 count fabric in a cream color, tan color, and Cafe au lait is my favorite. So lots of 56 count. My poor eyes. And my fabric of the month from Color and Cotton is gorgeous. It's called Periwinkle. Beautiful. I also got the most beautiful, beautiful project bag from Andrea in Australia. Thank you. It is so me. Look at this. Tell me that's not me. Oh, I love moths and ravens and crows and pumpkins and skulls. And this is just just absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Andrea. I cannot thank you enough. She included a card and a really pretty keeper. Like it's got all kinds of cool, this is a zipper, and thread drops. A rabbit thread drop. This is amazing. I just can't even tell you how me this really is. Thank you so much. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about some new releases. Let's talk about Homespun Prims by Lori. She has a website. I will put a link down below, and hers is called Sweet Liberty Sampler. It's beautiful. Next we have by Rivaris. She's on Etsy, Patriotic Flag Bell Pull. This is beautiful. Now, 4th of July for us is coming up. Memorial Day in May is coming up. So I'm seeing more and more American patriotic stuff being made. Hands Across the Sea, a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous Sarah Ramis, 1770. It's R-E-Y-M-E-S. Next, we have Crocetta A Go-Go. It's part of the Christmas Vintage series on Etsy, and they're the Nutcrackers. Next, one of my favorite websites, Historische Stickmuster. I'll link them down below. Remember, you can put their website in, I use Chrome, the internet search engine called Chrome. It will translate. I heard Google, I don't use Google that much, so I believe Google translates. It's a German website, but the owner's name is Dorothy. She speaks English. She'll help you. Send her an email. This one is called Compassion. It's just beautiful. Next, we have the farm animals that I just showed a few minutes ago by Little Stitcher Shop. She also has another one. It's called Mary Lennox Secret Garden. And then these three, I'm going to show them all together. Stitching with the Housewives, Berry Bakery, Hello America, and Proud to be an American. So you can see with Memorial Day and 4th of July, more of those type of charts are coming out. Calico Confectionery, they are on Etsy. Lavender House. Then we have Shannon Christine Designs. Now she has a helper. I don't know if she's related to her. Maybe her sister, Erin, has done Pumpkin to My Spice and Happy Halloween. I'll show those together. Last but not least, we have a couple from Modern Folk Embroidery. This one is a charity chart. It's called Bernhardt's Books. 50% of proceeds of this chart will go to Brain Aneurysm Foundation. You can read about it on his website. It also involves Caroline from Evertotes and her husband, who is running the New York Marathon. So that's an awesome cause, the Brain Aneurysm Foundation. And so check out that chart. Next, we have Anja Meersta 1785, an Amsterdam orphanage sampler. And then we have Under the Stars by Modern Folk Embroidery. And last but not least, we have Hälsingland Blommer by Modern Folk Embroidery. You can look on his website. You'll see where it says new releases or new. Okay, let's talk about some giveaways for this video. I have a chart from Nora Corbett that I kitted up with some thread and the beads and the sparkly thread. And I decided I don't think I'm going to stitch it after all because there's some Mirabilias I'd rather start. And I just know I'm never going to get to this. This is Nora Corbett. Let's see. It's a brand new chart. Like I said, I kitted it up thinking I was going to stitch it. It's called Evanora. If you're interested in stitching this, like I said, it will come with sparkly thread. It will come with beads. And it will come with the I think it's called Water Lilies by Caron. So there is some Caron thread and the beads. It'll come with those. So if you're interested in this, how about put the keyword Nora, and that's what I'll search for if anybody's interested in receiving. I don't know if it's fully kitted. You might need some more thread. I'm not sure. but I do see the water lilies in here and the beads and the sparkly thread. So I know I'm not going to get to it. If you're interested in having my kitted up project, your keyword Nora, and you'll get everything all together. We have had some really great charts sent in by some viewers. So number 2 is scissors. This is adorable. And it's by Shakespeare's Peddler. And your keyword, scissors. Giveaway number 3 is by Mani Didona, Seasonal Harvest Pillows. This is autumn, spring, summer, and winter. This is what it looks like. Your keyword, pillows. If you're interested in the pillows chart, just put that. And let's do 2 more. Why not? Quaker Halloween, Nikki's Creations. This is a brand new chart. Actually, this is mine. I have 2 of them. So Nikki's Creations, your keyword, Halloween. Last but not least, we have ink circles, the Modestly. There's different sizes. There's a mini, there's Modestly, and there's the full chart. And this is by Ink Circles. This is modestly sized red ship of life. It's gorgeous. If you're interested in this, put the word ship. And I'll enter you, whoever wants this one, put the word ship. So those are your giveaways for this video. I listed the keywords. Don't forget you have to be 18. And don't say the word giveaway or free or prize or anything like that in your comments below. So check out those giveaways if you're interested. Everyone's welcome, and you can put in for more than one if you'd like. I think that's it for now. Thank you so much. Follow me on Instagram. I am numbers911stitcher. And Facebook. I have a Facebook group. It is stitching space number 911. We have a great time in my group. We have Zoom meetups where we stitch together. I've been bad about coming on because we've had so much going on here at the house, and repair people and maintenance people coming in. So, but I'm hoping to start joining in on Zoom meetups again real soon. And we have giveaways. We have stitch challenges. We actually just finished up an April month-long stitch challenge. We will have some weekend stitch challenges for the month of May and probably June. So it's a fun group, Stitching 911. Thank you everybody for watching the video. I will see you next time. Bye everyone.